guys, so today I'm just out for a short day trip and I am going to try to make a fire with just natural resources and my ferro rod. As you saw in the beginning, I collected some birch bark on the way in, so we'll try to use that as a tinder. And yeah, as you can see right now I'm in a very dense spruce forest, so there's a lot of dry branches underneath the trees, so I will try to gather some of those and yeah, try to make a fire. Even though we're in late autumn right now, soon to be winter, and the ground is very wet and damp, if you are in a dense forest like I am right now, you can look underneath the trees and find dry pieces of wood that either are on the ground or on the tree itself. So that's a really good tip if it's really damp outside and you can't find any good tinder. Here we have a really good example of what I just was explaining. You can see these branches underneath the tree. Looks to be really dry, and if you try to break them, if you hear a loud snap, you know that the tree is dry. So if you collect some of this, it should be enough to get a flame going after you ignite your tinder. So I will try to gather some of this, and I'll be back with the next step. So the next step is to try to find some bigger pieces of wood to extend the burning time of your fire. And what you want to look for is dead trees that are off the ground. You don't want to pick pieces that are laying down, because they will probably be really wet. So basically what you want is as dry pieces as possible, and not to cut down living trees. And, where I am right now, they have been the forest company has recently been clearing out the woods, so there are a lot of pieces lying down on the ground already. So I have a lot of pieces to just take from the ground. And another good tip is, as I said before, look underneath living trees to find the dry stuff. You can also take some of the lower branches and hopefully you could find some fat wood. That would be really good, because that burns a lot hotter than other types of wood. So I managed to find a big piece of birch that was laying on the ground. As you can see, it's from the outside it looks quite damp, but I cut it and it seems to be fairly dry. A really good tip to tell if it's dry or not is to put it against your lip like this. And if it's cold and you can feel it's damp, it probably is. And the reason you want to use your lips is because they are a lot more sensitive to moisture, and it feels you can feel the cold wood a lot better. So that's a trick I have been using for a while, and it seems to be working quite good. So I will try to process this down to smaller pieces, and hopefully it's dry enough to use. I would try to find some more pieces to go with it, but I think it's a good start at least. Now I have all my wood ready to go. As you can see, I don't have a huge amount. I'm not planning to stay out that long. I just want a small little fire, and also to just train my fire skills a bit. So if I was going to stay for a longer time, I would have gathered more resources, but this should be fine for now. And as a base, I like to just clear out the area a bit, get down to dirt level, and then I like to put a few pieces as a base. I like to use the base just so the fire doesn't draw out the moisture from the ground. So having a base is good if there is really damp conditions like it is right now. And now it's time to get your tinder ready. I have my birch bark here and a nest of dry spruce branches. And what you want to do with your bark is to create as much surface area as possible. So you can just try to scrape the bark a bit and almost get like a powder that you can then strike with your ferro rod. This piece of birch is a bit small, but hopefully it will work. And this is really thin, so maybe this will catch a spark as it is. I'm gonna try to ignite it as it is. I have my ferro rod here. Actually, I can try like this. I think it died out on me now. This might be a bit too damp. So, as you can see, it's quite hard to get it going in these conditions. So even though you get that initial flame, you're not safe yet, can go out on you, so you just will have to be patient and yeah, try to find as dry stuff as possible. So I quickly went a bit from camp and find some more bark, birch bark. I will try see if this is dry enough to catch a flame. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it doesn't die on me this time. And yeah, this might look really good right now, but it may go out again, since the bigger pieces is maybe not as dry as I would like, but hopefully they will dry out enough so they will start to burn on their own. As you can see now, it's smoking quite a lot. That means that the wood is wet. The more smoke you have, the wetter the wood is. So that's basically how I make my fires this time of year, when it's really wet outside and hard to find good tinder and wood. So as you can see, it's not as easy as it might look when the pros do it, but if you do the right steps and gather all the resources beforehand and make sure you have dry stuff, it should be you should be able to do it quite easily. The most important step, I think, is to make sure to gather all the resources beforehand, so we don't have to leave the fire to get more. As you saw, I didn't collect enough birch bark to begin with, so I had to go away and get more. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe learned something new. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up below. If you have any comments, feel free to ask me. And if you want to see more videos, please subscribe. And until the next video, have a nice day.